and
Yep,
working. I end up taking them off because I get tired of trying to turn them around.
that's right. So, hello everybody out in Facebook land. We are here. This is Cindy Harrison, me, your host of Artfully Connected with Cindy Harrison Facebook group, as well as Artful Webinars. And tonight we have Miss Debbie Cushing. Hi,
Hi,
Debbie.
everyone.
We were just talking about how it gets so cold that our fingers get small and our rings start falling around and getting in our ways. And they just won't stay up where they belong. So it's that cold. It is, what did I say it was here?
You
What
said
temperature?
it was, I forget, 20,
It is
19, something like that.
19 degrees, yeah. But the wind chill makes it like, oh, it's so cold. And you don't want to be out there long, but I'm sure there are people who are worse than us right now. But in the meantime, I'm freezing and I'm not happy about it. But it is what it is. So I'm just going to stay in. I'll probably stay in tomorrow too if it's that cold. It's supposed to be at 5 degrees, I said, 4 degrees at like 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I'll be
So
in bed and warm and snows, cozy.
me too. I bought a Sherpa blanket uh 2 years ago in January, 2 years ago, January when Freya was born. And oh, I love that Sherpa blanket. I made sure I brought it home because Florida 2 years ago in January was 40 in the 40s.
Mhm.
It was really cold. So I went out and got me some slippers. I got some socks. I got my granddaughter's new slippers and socks. I got us blankets. I mean, phew, yeah. And it was cold in Disney last weekend too.
Yeah.
They had a big rush on blankets and sweaters. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People were buying them like crazy because they're waiting for the parade for a 10 o'clock at night parade and they're all freezing.
That would be cold.
Yeah, it is. But we're getting into the spirit, aren't we, Debbie? We're getting into the spirit, and
You bet.
Debbie's gonna show us how to paint some really adorable peppermint candy ornaments tonight, which I just love them, and they are so beautiful. And so you're gonna paint just one, but you get the if you buy the pattern, you get all three designs, right?
4.
Oh, there's four designs.
Yeah.
Okay. What a bargain. You get all four
4
designs.
designs.
That's right. And so if you go over to debbiecushing.com, you can purchase your pattern packet and then watch the replay of this and paint along with her. And feel free tonight to ask questions. And then also, too, when you get the pattern and you're painting along with her with the video and the pattern and you don't understand something, you can still ask her questions by putting an @ sign in front of her name or going over and private messaging her, and she will answer your questions for you to be able to understand what she's doing. And if you are watching on the replay, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this replay. You can ask questions too, put an @ sign and Debbie Cushing's name next to it. Hopefully it will light up or get bold or do something so that you'll know that she's going to be notified that there's a question for her to answer. Tomorrow night, we don't have anything, but anybody who knows Lydia Steves, it's her birthday tomorrow. So wish her some happy birthday wishes. And then we have another demo with her on Tuesday the ninth, and then again we have a class on the 12th with the lantern. So she's doing like a prep video kind of thing on the ninth, kind of just showing you a demo dash, showing you how to, I don't know, maybe do the pan pastels, because I haven't tried that yet and I don't know about it. You do suede board, so you don't really need to do anything in the background because the suede board really makes your piece, right? You pick colors that support your
Yeah,
thing.
well, sometimes we don't have colors that will support, and I have taken some pastels and or colored pencil and went over lightly on the background.
Oh, okay. Do you do pan or do you have sticks of pastels?
I've got it
Both.
all.
You are a true artist.
I know. I got every brand of pencil, it seems like, and every watercolors and acrylics and
Hey, I just bought, because it was such a good sale, I just bought 150.
good.
That's $90.87, 150 from Dick Blick. But I bought a second stash of 150 from Amazon. So I'm really hoping to retire at some point where I can use these pencils.
Yeah, I've
So
got a couple sets of the Prism too, but like I said, I don't use them a lot. I mean, I
it
mainly just use my polychromos, but I
it
do have
looks
them because
it
that's what
looks
I started off with. Some of my older packets are those. So,
okay. But it looks like the polychromos blends better into the
well,
suede.
they're an oil base, so
Yeah.
and you don't get that wax buildup.
Mm, mm,
So I can
yeah.
keep putting layer and layer and layer and layers on.
And that's why it attracts us so much, because the look is different than a regular pencil.
Now they
So
don't work as great on paper
mm,
because they don't have, at least the way I use them, because I use heavy pressure. And
mhm,
on paper, there's not enough tooth. So you have to put more layers on to bring up the
mm,
colors.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So,
That makes sense, and it's good for all of us,
mhm,
people who don't know the difference, to hear that, because that will help you, help us as artists to decide, which way do we want to go, you
right.
know, and
So
that
if
we
you do
can't.
any of mine that are on suede
Mhm.
and you're doing it on paper, then I always try to say to use lighter pressure,
Okay.
just more layers,
Okay.
light layers to bring
A-
up the colors.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Well, I think that we are hopefully ready to go. Anyone out there who is going to be penciling with her tonight, please let us know, and let us know where you're watching from. And if you do this project, and I hope you do,
Mhm.
please post it in Facebook so we can all see. Make sure you tag Debbie and tag me so we can see what you've done, because I just think that they're so much fun. They'll make great, even if you don't use them as ornaments, but you want to use them as a gift tag or something. I think they make great gift tags as well as ornaments. So let me spotlight you, hun, and then we can
Okay,
get going. And thank you for sharing this with us.
you're welcome.
Let's see. Maybe I can do it. Maybe I can. I know what I did. There you go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started so we can get hopefully maybe all done. Okay, here's what we're working on. I went ahead and base coated, so that didn't show up very good. Where I'm going to lay it, I'll lay it there. Okay, first off, after I got all my colors on, well, just the base coats, I'm going to grab a large, um, like stencil brush, and I'm going to um, pick up some graphite, and then I'm going to wipe most of that, almost all that paint out on a paper towel. And then what we want to do is I want to start, um, oh, just a little bit, but I only want it right at the edge. I don't want it to be too much. And then as I come down, I'm going to come in a little further. I think I need more paint. It's kind of different for me. Oop, I think I had too much paint. Okay, I'm going to start. And I'm kind of using the edge of my um, tool here. And then as I come down, I'm going to start putting it bringing it to about the whole pen or the whole brush. And I'm going to come on around. And then when I get about halfway up, I'm going to start going back to the little edge again. So you should have something, well, you probably can't see it. May have to go over it several times, which it looks like I need to. And it's going to look a little ugly because it's kind of like a dirty color. That's okay. It won't stay that way for long. Okay, after we get that done, I'm going to side load an angle. Oh, probably should have all my paints out or my brushes needed. Sometimes they're right in front of my face and I don't see them. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch angle. And I want to side load some Napa Red.
I forgot you were doing acrylics tonight.
Oh, and we were talking about colored pencils.
I know. But this is acrylics, everyone. If you didn't already catch on to that, I'm late coming to the party, let me tell you.
Well, you could if you had some where I cut some round ornaments on suede board.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I just cut some out and then take a hole punch, which I didn't go all the way through. I need my husband to do it. I don't have enough strength.
Wow, I didn't know. Okay, that's wonderful then. Yeah.
So you could do it. Okay, I'm going to just side load at the edge and float and try not to get into the white. And this may take several coats. I always kind of use thin paint, so it's pretty watered down. So just want to go around. And that will help darken it up just a little bit. As long as I can keep my hand out of what I just did. But you can kind of start telling it's just looking a little bit darker on the edges. It kind of helps give it that round kind of 3D look. Maybe if I go this way. Oh, I already did this one, but we'll do it again. I try to leave the brush as flat as I can, as long as it's in a have enough space. Just you can use whatever size brush you want that you feel comfortable with. If you use a smaller one, just kind of walk it down. Okay, I think. Okay. You can kind of see it's starting to turn just a little bit. Okay, now I am going to take a filbert. I like Chris Hoy's fantastic filberts because I like them because they're long. And then I'm going to take some Snow White and I'm just going to make it thin, kind of a heavy wash. And what I want to do is I want to go over the white and then down over the graphite that we did. And it won't cover it, but it'll lighten it up so it doesn't look quite so harsh. And that may not be able to tell that very well. Sometimes with the paint, the lighting kind of like I said, it's pretty thin. My surfaces, I had some wood splinters there that poked out. And of course, you got to be careful around your edges. Remember where it was. Okay, there's not as much up here because we didn't put any of the graphite up there. Let's see, I did that one. This one's a number 2 filbert. You could use a bigger one. But I usually use this so I can get down in these tinier spots. Of course, I don't need to do that since it's already done. Okay. Now on the other, at the beginning, I went ahead and put my other colors on. The red, I had some cherry red. And then red alert. And that kind of brightens up those red a little bit. So I'm going to take some thin cherry red and I'm going to go ahead and just go over and I'm going to go on over the edge, because it should still show up a little dark. Just make sure it's thin. This probably shows up a lot better if it was in person. Like I said, you could do this first if you want. But I like to make it like to be able to go over the graphite that we put down. And trying to keep a wet brush in case you do get into your white. And I'm just going to put one coat of the cherry red on. Kind of like building up our color just a little bit, give it some depth. I'm kind of using the chisel edge on that.
So Marilyn is asking, doesn't it cover the graphite?
No, my paint is really thin. It's
So
almost
you,
transparent.
okay, so you probably want to erase the lines before you start what this
Oh,
would
you're
be
talking
like a
about the
glaze.
graphite lines from your transfer paper?
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to put it on lightly so that it doesn't, like in the pattern, I do say transfer pattern on lightly so that you don't have to worry about the hard lines. But sometimes my white or even the red, if you go over your graphite lines, it will cover them up. But then again, like I said, I put them on lightly so that they don't, it's easier to cover. I thought you were talking about the graphite that we shaded with.
Maybe she is. Maybe she's talking about the graphite. Okay, so it's like Debbie said, it was a very thin layer, almost like a wash
Yeah,
or
a
a glaze
tint
of
or a
color.
wash.
Yeah. So even though it covers it, it doesn't cover it. Does that make
Right,
sense? That's what you were trying to tell us, Debbie, right?
right.
Yeah.
As you can see, it still shows. It's just darker a little bit.
Yeah, it's a darker red versus being,
Right. I mean,
yeah,
we put the Napa red float on, but it's still, it was thin enough that it's not covering the graphite completely.
right, to show it. Yeah, you don't want it to, you don't want your candy to be black.
But yeah, it's kind of a, I get it really, really thin. It's pretty watery and transparent. Whoops. Pretty watery. Okay, I think I just got this one to cover. but it kind of changes the red a little bit, kind of brightens it up. And to me, it kind of gives it more of a depth a little bit. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to take the red alert, which is going to brighten it up just even a little bit more. And again, it's really watery. See, it's really watery. And where did I start? I think I started here the last time. Like I said, you could probably tell more when you're seeing it in person than you can on this video. Still have your dark. And if you think, well, I'll just do it. Instead of adding all those reds, I'll just do red alert only. But it wouldn't have that depth in it. Since they're translucent or thin, you're still seeing some of the other color from that's underneath. If that makes sense. I'm trying to think of it like when somebody's painting a car, the more layers they put on, the more depth it has to it. But I can't, hopefully you can kind of tell the difference between them. Sometimes I get in a hurry and I make boo-boos. Okay, I think, let's see, I started here, so okay. Gotta remember where I left off or started. It just kind of helps it blend in so you don't have any harsh. Whoa, that wasn't good. Good
I
thing it
saw
didn't
that.
go
Jumped right
across
out
my.
of your hand.
I know, it's a good thing it didn't go over the surface, or we might have had a mess. Okay. Now we need to let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gun and get it dry because we want to dry brush some white on here now for a highlight. Okay. Now I'm going to take a smaller stencil brush. And of course, I want to pick up some white, Snow White. And I think I'll get a different brush. That one seems like it's got some gray in it. And this will take several times. What we're going to do is we're going to start up just above the graphite that we did earlier. And this brush may be too big. Well, maybe I'll try to just use the side of it. So I want to stay above, just right above where your graphite was at. And I'm going over everything. Of course, it's not going to show up much on the white part. And try to keep it even somewhat. Your width and stuff. And then I'll get a little closer to the edge at the top. And you can see how it's kind of making this look rounded at the edges. At least I hope you can see that. Okay. And if you need to, you can go over it again if you feel like it's not bright enough, but I think I got mine pretty bright. So next we'll be working on the holly. And that's base coated with the desert cactus. If you need to retouch up anything, you can. Let me check here. Yeah, okay. I'm going to use a smaller angle. I'm going to use the 1/4. And we're going to side load evergreen. Evergreen, where are you? ABC. Well, I know I got some. Oh, there it is. I just got the black green out, not the evergreen. Okay, the evergreen is going to be our first shading. So on a side load. And you can pick whichever way you want to go. I'm going to do the top to shade. And I'm going to shade down the center line. Now there's a leaf that's kind of underneath these two bigger ones. I'm just going to go ahead and Shade that center line. This one's kind of tilted, which probably should have been the other way. Oh, well. Usually you're supposed to shade behind the heel. But I didn't on that one. I don't worry too much about the berries because I can always come back and put them back in. So we're going to shade around the berries. And I'll have to come back and just okay. Now I want to shade behind the whatever they called vein. Too much water. And then of course, I'm going to use just a little bit darker. Since this one's behind everything. It's really pretty simple. I mean, besides just taking your time, I think I'm going to go back and put my shading behind this hill. So I'll make it just a little darker. Just didn't look quite right. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take a liner and where is it? I didn't get it out. Yeah, I did. Okay, I think my sage mint is hiding from me. Is there cactus? Oh, come on, where are you? Thought I had you out. It was hiding. Okay, gonna take some sage mint. You can always use any color greens that you want. I just kind of wanted to keep them kind of muted a little bit. Okay, you can use a liner. I'm using a 6/0 round. Well, it's a Dresden, but you can use something longer. And I'm just gonna outline. This is what I use to make these little lines too. Got my line a little too thick there. That went in the wrong spot. Okay. I'm going to take the 1/4 angle again, and this time I'm going to take a little bit of black, oops, wrong color, um, black green, and side load it, and I want to go just in the deepest spots around the berries, like in the V area. And then I want to darken this one that's underneath the other two on the leaf. And you can go back and, I mean, you can darken up other areas if you want. Or you can go back over with your evergreen to darken them up some places. Okay. Now, if need be, when we do the berries, go back and reshape them. With graphite. And we'll dry that. Okay. I'm going to take cherry red. You can use a little round or whatever you feel comfortable with. I think this little berry's got a little out of shape. Then after that dries, I'm just gonna take my angle and I'm just gonna barely load the tip, just a little bit. And let's see, make sure it's dry. And I'm just gonna shade along the bottom. May take several times since it's kind of a transparent color. I'm gonna add just a touch of black green to my Napa red, just to make it a little bit darker. And then I'll just take a liner and white and just add me a highlight dot. Okay, now the shading for the under the holly. I'm going to side load graphite. Graphite, where'd you go? And I'm only shading under these ones right here at the very bottom. Add a little bit under there where the two come together. Much water. Oh, Lordy. Got into my green. When I was side loading my brush, I accidentally run into my green. Okay, let's try that again. Anyway, that's the only part that I am shading is just right on that part. And that's basically it.
I was going to say that is just amazing.
And then of course you can use some metallic colors on your
Topper.
topper. But the other ones, let me get them for you real quick.
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
Okay. Um, that one, this is the one we just did.
Mhm.
And you can see I added a little more darker than I did on the one I did. And then this is another one.
Oh, wow.
And then we got this one, which is even darker. And it looks like it's got a little lip down here.
That's so cool.
And then the last one. This one has a little bit of blue added to it
Oh,
and a
wow.
more heavier shading to it.
That
But
is,
hopefully you can
and
kind of tell how it makes it look like it's kind of rounded at the edges.
yeah, but you even added a shadow to that one.
Yeah.
So it just is amazing. Well, I hope that you ladies, and if there are any gentlemen, do this, paint this up and share it with us, because I just think these are amazing for something that relatively simple, but still, you know, you got to take your time with it. Don't rush through it, and you'll have some really beautiful ornaments or tags, or you know.
This one was a little bit harder. So,
And
but
why?
it has a little bit of a different color in here to separate the white that are from the candy canes.
Oh,
So it's kind of an offy color. Um, I forget what color. I don't have the paper out for it, but it is a little bit different um, color in
just
between.
so pretty. It's just so pretty.
Anyway, I liked them, and I thought,
There you go. Well, thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And everyone's loving them, Debbie. They truly are. And I knew they would, because they're
oops.
just, yep, put your picture up.
Oh,
So I think that they're just beautiful. So thank you very much for sharing this with us. And again, I hope you out there will paint them and share them with us as well. So until next Tuesday, I believe it is, have a great weekend and we'll see you then. Take care.
thanks, everyone. Got any
Bye.
questions? Let me know. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.